When I'm walking down the street.
I do want to say to Doni and many of you in this room that over a very long career in this city, all of you have helped me and my colleagues tell the truth and to try to tell.
I may not look like you and you me, but
my head up.
I'm from South Carolina, so I just.
What does this event mean to you, Miss Peggy Mars?
Oh, my heart.
Happy 20th anniversary.
My heart is about loving up on my sisters. Do you know what it feels like to have your sisters in the room? John.
And dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. I am beautiful, I am blessed, but not just what you see in the flesh. I'm free from people, free from myself. There's a
the doctor lived next door to the janitor, to the reverend, and the lawyer. We were together. Now we get so high and mighty that you create stress for your society because you don't like poor black folks either. That's a health problem. Get yourself together so I can stop being taking care of geriatric people and get back to pediatrics. I thank you, Doni, for all you've done. Let's keep doing it all the more.
letting His glory shine through. Dare to be you, dare to be me, dare to be different and unique. I'm gonna be the best me I can be by letting His glory shine through. And I dare you, I dare you, I dare you to be you.
First name's Doni, last name's Glover. In it to win it for the long haul, baby. We have a hot show for you today. Trust me on that one. First up, the one and only Marsha Reeves Jews. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Hope all is well. We are here today, still standing.
Still standing. Attorney Robert DeShield, you still standing?
Hey, man, there's no place else to be except falling down.
We don't do that.
And if we do, we get up.
And then we got the honorable. Why you got the honorable up there, Danny Blount? What did you do honorably?
I was born this way.
So we should all have honorable up there, huh?
And I was elected that way too, but I was born this way. We all are honorable. We all a child of God. Don't you? Coming from Doni, you know that.
No, we not all honorable. Did you see the Super Bowl?
Absolutely. 2 black quarterbacks. Loved it.
Marsha, you like football? I know you grew up near Notre Dame.
Down the street and around the corner.
Is that a yes for football or a no?
I love football.
Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Not this year. I had something else to do.
I'm sure. Okay, Attorney Bob DeShield. I saw your man Kendrick Lamar there. You know, you and Kendrick Lamar favor a little bit, Attorney DeShield.
Who is Kendrick Lamar?
Oh my God.
I love it. I was going to ask the same thing. And that, who? What's his name?
He's only the greatest rapper. Currently, he's the greatest rapper.
Rapper?
I asked my granddaughter when I was taking her to school this morning what the name of the rapper was yesterday. She tried to tell me, and then I said, well, what does he do? And she gave me the name of some song. She says, everybody knows the lyrics to that, Pop. I said, I don't even know who he is, let alone the lyrics to his song.
Well, you're not alone, Attorney. I mean, I grew up on, if you ask me my favorite rapper historically, I would say DMX. X gonna give it to you. But DMX is gone now. I came to appreciate Jay-Z. And we can't forget, that there are other greats who have gone on. But currently, one of the greats is a white guy named Eminem. Can't take anything from him.
Well,
Danny,
but
Danny,
the great, well, the greatest rapper of all time was JB, right? The hardest working man in show business.
James Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't call that rap.
No, they didn't call it that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know.
So Kendrick Lamar, the beauty about him is his political stance.
Exactly.
And yesterday he made a political statement. Marsha, did you know that your president was at the Super Bowl?
Oh no, I don't watch those things with him.
Well, Danny, go and give us the play-by-play. What happened at halftime, Danny?
It's a protest. Actually, Kendrick Lamar is, as Donnie alluded to, he's a top rapper out there these days. He took over the reign from a guy by the name of Drake. They're actually record labels. They both on the same record label. But Kendrick Lamar, his stance is on social issues, and he's very, very opinionated, and he does a great job with bringing those thoughts to an optical, visual lens, and the kids are really gravitating to it. And I mean, last night halftime, they actually had Samuel L. Jackson dressed up as
Uncle Sam.
Uncle Sam. And they had figures like that. So it was unbelievable. You just have to, get an opportunity to Google it, but it was really something to see. It was huge. And like you said, the president was there for whatever that's worth. And it was just an awesome halftime show. I'm not really a big Kendrick Lamar fan or whatever, but he did a great job last night.
So one of the things that Kendrick Lamar brought to light is how they didn't want, there was talk, Danny, correct me if I'm wrong, he was sued. So here's the big thing, attorney. There was something about a lawsuit where Drake sued Kendrick Lamar. And then it was the whole thing about who got chose to do the Super Bowl song, because them being in New Orleans, a lot of people wanted Lil Wayne to perform,
yeah,
since that's his hometown. And there was a lot of talk about how great Lil Wayne is. So it's an intersection of black and white, because one thing, I don't know if you noticed, Danny, they played the country song on the road home or something like that. I go,
I don't know that country song stuff.
Who was that? Who was that woman that looked like a ghost with that big hat on?
Was that Beyonce?
Beyonce?
Oh.
Was that Beyonce? Was that Beyonce? I didn't watch it.
You know what? Last
But
night,
she's just cowboy hats. I don't know.
During the pregame. During the pregame.
oh, that was Lady Gaga.
Oh, that's Lady Gaga?
That was Lady Gaga.
Oh, man, I don't listen.
She was playing the piano. She was playing the piano.
Yeah, yeah.
We needed the young person to set us up. I've been waiting on you, and I've been harassing you all night. Explain to them the significance of Kendrick Lamar performing last night. And what was the country song? On the road, country road. They knew all the words, and black people know a lot of the words.
Oh, we know a lot of country music. Country
They were
road.
playing this one song like "On the Road Home," "On the Road Again,"
On the road again?
country road. But all the white people knew the words, just like all the black people knew all the words that they not like us.
Right.
So come
Oh,
on,
yeah.
come
Now
on,
this-
Andy. Explain the
So
significance.
last night, there was a lot of cultural significance. There was a lot of play on words and symbolism going on there, right? So like if you looked at it, they used the Squid Games theme,
You
right?
got to
They had
explain
they
to
had
people what Squid
Squid
Games is.
they
What
had the
is
Squid
that?
Game theme. They had black dancers all dressed in black, red, white, and blue, and standing up and feeling like the American flag. It was a lot of symbolism about how it's a it's a life and death game here in America, and black people are generally the pawns and the ones that are doing all the dying
What is the
in order to
Squid
keep
Game?
America rolling. Hmm?
What is the Squid Game?
Squid Games is like this. It's a show on Netflix where a bunch of people go and they risk their lives. They bet their lives for this money, and so they run around. They do a bunch of different challenges that are pretty much life and death, zero sum, and they
Has
just the
anybody
last the
died?
last one standing wins. Hmm?
Has anybody died on that program?
And on Squid Games,
Hmm.
oh yeah, people die every episode. A
Andy,
whole lot of
people
people
on
die
the
every episode.
show are 60 plus years old. You
Shit.
gotta translate it if like we're babies.
Oh, all right. So Squid Games is unrelated to like the Squid Games. It's really popular right now. It's on the second season, and it's just it's like a challenge game. Like you ever see American Ninja Warrior or something like that, but it's like that, but people are dying.
Mm.
Oh, literally.
But they're pretty much playing children's games, like red light, green light, but with bullets.
Mm.
Okay, so one of the things that Kendrick Lamar had his dancers were dressed in red, white, and blue. Explain that to us, Andy.
Well, America's built on on the backs of blacks. And so, they all were dressed in red, white, and blue. And there was one particular dance scenario where they came in the shape of the American flag, as so it was Black America. It's speaking to Black America. Like the whole halftime show was more towards Black America. Yeah, really much like the white audience was just there for fodder. But
So
Kendrick was speaking to us.
what
And
was?
this whole beef with
Go ahead.
His no
The
beef
whole
with
beef.
who?
the whole beef with Drake and the "They Not Like Us" thing. There's the symbolism behind that is you got these black in name only type people who are coming in and they're co-opting the black culture and they want to be the biggest, the baddest, this, that, and the other, like your boy Drake. And Kendrick ain't standing for it. It was like, you're Jewish, go co-opt the Jewish culture.
So
And
what
like
did
some
this
people
mean?
say, oh, he's discounting Drake's blackness, but it's like Drake discounts his blackness. We're
Sure
just
does.
seeing him as black as he sees himself.
That's right.
So what was the significance of Donald Trump being there? And let me help you out. You had Donald Trump there, and clearly, did y'all know that Patrick Mahomes and his wife are Trump supporters?
His Barbie. Oh yeah.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah.
You said Barbie? Who's Barbie? Oh, his white wife?
That is a Barbie. Yeah.
Okay, and you mean a white lady. Okay.
Yes.
So they're Trump supporters. And so you got Trump in the audience. And so clearly, did you know that the billionaire owner of the Philadelphia Eagles supported the Democrats? So you got Trump on one hand and Patrick Mahomes, and then you got the black quarterback from Philly playing for the billionaire who supported the Democratic Party.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like we put our black guy up against your black guy.
Mhm.
No, Andy?
A little bit. I honestly I just thought Trump just wanted to be there just because,
Oh,
like he
no.
likes the
Donald
cameras.
Oh,
Hmm?
no. Oh, no. Alexis wrote the landscape of
I think he was there so that he could claim that people came to the Super Bowl to see him.
Yes.
He accomplished that one.
I'm just saying.
He
I
couldn't be
what do I know?
the
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, one of the folks just said Donald Trump was bad luck for Kansas City.
Or
Alexis raised the
maybe
landscape
he
of
was going to
America's.
explain. Maybe he was going to explain why the only refugees now permitted in the country are Afrikaners. Maybe he was going to explain that.
And Afrikaners are those white Dutch people.
South Africans, that's right.
The Boers.
Alias Elon Musk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand
Elon Musk is funny because Elon Musk supports H-1B visas and Trump doesn't. I mean, Trump supporters don't. But they don't know this.
Yes, that's because he needs them in his factories.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
He's
any
not trying
white
to train
people
no
have
Americans.
buyer's remorse for voting for Trump?
Say that again?
Do you think any white people have buyer's remorse for voting for Trump?
Not as many as there will be later on.
I don't think they will later on. I think they
yeah.
did this thing knowing full and well what they were doing. I think they were like at no point, no part of me feels as though, oh, why? No, they get no sympathy from me at all because
No. I didn't
the
say
majority
sympathy.
of white people are not Republicans. Yet the majority of white people voted for Trump. They get no sympathy from me.
Latinos,
And every time
Hispanics,
somebody claims
all
to
of
be
them.
an ally, I side eye them. Like, are you though?
I don't have any sympathy for him, but the question was, do I think that they have buyer's remorse? And I think that some do, and a lot more will. In other words, when they come home and they open the pot, ain't no chicken there either. And somebody say, well, wait a minute. I thought he was just going to take the chickens from black people. I didn't know I had to give up my chicken.
Mm-hmm.
They come home enough times and open the pot up and ain't no chicken there. They're going to have to blame somebody. They can't blame black people no more because we ain't got the chicken.
That's true.
Well, all of the pollings this morning are saying that Trump has more popularity in 2025 than he did in 2017, because in 2017 he was -5. This morning he's +5 in his approval rating.
Yeah, but remember, every marriage begins with a honeymoon, short or long. It ain't been 30 days. It's only been 30 days. Just wait a while.
Give it pissed off, and in that 30 days, he done pissed off Canada. He done pissed off Greenland. He done pissed off the Latinos because they got a meme going around with a Latino for Trump T-shirt on that's been photoshopped and shared everywhere. Who hasn't he pissed off? How do you piss off Canada? And Greenland gave him the middle finger.
He pissed off the neutral people.
He just wants to show power. He's just trying to show his power. He could care less. It's about him. You know, there was a whole thing a long time ago that somebody was doing. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me. And it is all about me for Donald Trump. He could care less. He's going to walk away with his millions, and he's going to tell you to kiss whatever he just left behind.
That's right.
When somebody comes and whips his hind parts, don't ask me to get in it. Don't ask me to send my children to war for that idiot.
That's right.
Well, the people to watch are really the ones around him. Trump will say anything to keep his name in the headline, whether he means it or not.
Yep.
But the people around him will take part of what he says, or all of what he says, to achieve their ends. Now, so I've said all along, you've got to watch Steve Bannon, you got to watch Steve Miller, you got to watch Elon Musk.
That's right.
Those are the ones that you got to keep your eye on. Trump is going to be visible no matter what, because that's his nature. His nature is to be in front of the camera. His nature is to have his name in the headlines every day. He don't care how many lies he tells to get there.
Yes. His ego. It's all about his ego.
That's right.
You know, there's a whole thing Joyce Myers does on church, her little church show. And she walks back and forth across the stage and said, "It's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me." And what we need
Yeah.
to do is get a little mask and give it to him with Joyce Meyer's face on it, because it's all about him. He could care less. And when you look at the fact that the people that he has surround him are people who are just going to allow him to do whatever, they don't have any power. He's got the power, and he could care less about anybody else in any other organization or any other community of people. Whatever Trump wants to get it, period. The end. And it's dangerous.
He's very dangerous. And Elon Musk, oh my gosh, it's like Trump died and woke up and had somebody there who had the same mindset that he has, with a bunch of money, who doesn't like American people, doesn't like American government, and is doing all of the work for him. So he's just like having a great time right now.
Well, everybody's power hungry. They want the power.
Trump, I feel like the thing about Trump's camp this time around versus 2016 is they telegraphed their play already. Like, we already know everything they're going to do, and they're just going to we got the playbook, and they're just going to keep running plays page by page until we stop them. And we have a lot of folks who we just talk around the Project 2025 thing. We glaze over it. We make it into little puns, little side notes here and there, and then get surprised when something is coming down the pipeline that is exactly from line by line from Project 2025.
Well,
Like, oh my goodness, what is he doing? He's already told.
He just put the author in charge of what is it, OMB? One of the co-authors of Project 25, Russell, whatever his last name is. He just put him in charge of OMB. And listen, and now JD Vance is saying that Trump is not bound by any judicial authority. He's saying the separation of powers means the president can do whatever he wants, is not accountable to anybody because he has equal power to the other branches.
Trump has no fear at all about doing anything. Constitution, what? He's doing what they do, what they want to do. See you in court. He doesn't care. And let's talk about the Democrats. Let's talk about them just
the Democrats, you mean?
Well, let's just talk about them too.
Okay.
They just got a new chair for the DNC and a new board and all this and all that, and they kind of put out this message where they are going to be different. They're going to be more tougher. They're going to fight fire with fire. I mean, that's what they're putting out there right now. What are you guys' thoughts on what they're trying to do?
They played in Marilyn Davis' face, and I don't like it. They played in Marilyn Davis's face, and I don't like it.
Okay, let's go out to the phone line. We got with us Alice Toriente. How you doing, Aunt Alice?
I'm much better, thank you. Hope everybody's well.
We are well. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
A bit of it.
Did you see the halftime show?
Yes, I did. I'm still trying to understand it, but I did watch it.
Well, it seemed like a bit of a protest, don't you think?
Could be, yes.
I heard Donald Trump was in the stands.
Yes, he was. That was the first time the president of the United States has been to a Super Bowl game.
Okay, and I'm sure he was a Patrick Mahomes fan, huh?
I have no idea. I try to erase as much of his likes out of my being as possible.
You're not a fan of Donald Trump?
What do you think?
I know damn well you're not. Okay, what's happening in the Maryland General Assembly, Aunt Alice?
Well, I know that there has been some discussion regarding the lack of money that was supposed to be there as far as the budget is concerned. So one of the major questions they're having is how they're going to pay for the things that are being asked for in the budget by Governor Wes Moore. I did listen to his State of the State speech, and I thought it was a wonderful speech. But there has been a lot of controversy regarding the money that was supposed to be left, the amount of money that was supposed to be left by the former governor to this governor. And they're saying that that's not so. So that's going to be an interesting debate as to how they're going to finance the Kernan education business and the other things that have to be financed.
Okay, now Jill Carter's no longer a state senator. She's now on a board. What happened to that state senate seat in the 41st?
I don't know yet. I'm waiting to hear who's going to get that seat.
Oh, it went to
Hispanic woman or something like that.
a Jewish woman.
Jewish woman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spadalia Attar?
Yes.
Attar.
Yeah, she just ran not too long ago. She just got elected, period, not too long ago, maybe a couple of elections ago. I remember that.
Well, Malcolm Ruff wanted the seat, and I understand that
should have won the seat.
Huh?
Malcolm Ruff should have won that seat, but
why didn't he win?
He had 2 black votes that went the wrong way, that went the other way.
To what kind of votes?
Lakeisha Bailey Eel, a black woman, a Moorish American Muslim, voted for the Jewish lady, is my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And Allison Gibson?
Angela Gibson. She voted for the Jewish lady. So we had 2 black women vote for the Jewish candidate. And this is the same race, Auntie Alice, that Lisa Gladden waxed Barbara Hoffman back in the day.
Right, I remember those days. Wow, interesting. I wasn't aware of that. Now, that's one on me. I was not aware of that at all. Because I've been looking at what was going on with Angela Alsabrook, who was excellent yesterday on Morning Joe. And I've been following what's going on in the New York, with the mayor's election in New York City. So that one Jailsbury's got by me.
Okay, so is Eric B. Adams in New York City going to be reelected?
It doesn't look like that. They have 10 people running for that seat in New York. And so, what's the fellow? What's his name? The one who just got elected, a congressman, he's got the money. The Adam Goldman, the Goldman congressman, just elected a congressman from New York, has got the Levi Strauss money behind him. He's of the Levi Strauss family. He's supporting a gentleman who is from Black Costa Rican. They were on this morning talking about his supporting the Zelnor. The guy's name is Zelnor Mehar or something like that. That's who he's supporting. But word was sort of on the block that Adams was going to drop out, but he's saying that he's not. So it's going to be quite a race because they've got 10 different people running for that seat.
Okay, one last question, Auntie Alice. What's those gas and electric bills looking like in Baltimore City?
I don't know because I'm in the county now. And so I've not been able to look at them, but it's really going to be a hardship for the folks in the city. It was a hardship prior to, the raise of the gas and electric bill. So it's going to be quite something with what's going on in the city now. My understanding is from one of the city councilmen that I spoke to, that they're going to try to divert some of the cost of the gas and electric the water bill to the people in Baltimore County, because Baltimore County gets part of Baltimore City's water, get water. So the BG&E bills are going to be really quite something.
Okay, we got to run, Auntie. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
So what do y'all think of them gas and electric bills?
So
I have one question. Why is it that Baltimore City folks are always complaining about the BG&E bill, Prince George's County complaining about the Pepco bills, but the counties, the white areas, afterwards are fine? I need to see their bills. I want to see, are your bills fine or are you just lying? Because I can't believe, it's hard to believe that we're only the only ones feeling these raises, the rate hikes.
Well, you got to be more specific, Andy. Not all of Baltimore City is complaining about the BG&E bill. Not all of Prince George's County is complaining about Pepco. Let's be clear who we're talking about, right?
We're the ones complaining.
That's exactly right.
That's
That
yeah.
now you're talking.
What do you mean?
And in Baltimore City, we help facilitate the increase by giving them the damn conduit system.
We didn't give it to him. The mayor gave it to him.
Well, he's
Well, we
still,
wasn't going to be able to afford to upgrade the conduit system to what it needed to be
bullshit,
to begin with.
bullshit. When anybody else, if you're the landlord and you need more money to maintain your property, what do? You raise the rent. You don't give the system. You don't give the property away.
Say it again a little louder for the people in the back that can't hear you. That's real.
That's right.
You're right, Joe. You don't.
Come on now.
Don't get
I look at that bill. I look at that bill. I get more white hair every time I look at them bills. It don't make no sense.
Don't get me started on Monday morning, please. Don't do that.
I was minding my own business. I was sitting home.
But the whole situation is like,
don't talk to me about the doggone bills in this town, man. What?
I don't even know what to say.
Makes me wonder, like, what are we gonna?
I was saying I don't know what to say. My BG and bill went down, and I don't know. I'm out here in Randallstown. My bill went it went down, and I'm really surprised.
Tell nobody. I wouldn't tell nobody.
You got the nice zip code.
Protect that. You might want to protect that, brother.
Well, you know,
you in District 10.
I am. Yeah, Ben Brooks he is on the Energy Commission committee. But anyway, I don't think
the Dream Team don't play around. The Dream Team protects their people. The Dream Team don't play around. They protect their people.
You said the Dream Team.
they protect their people.
Could you tell us who?
There will not be no disruption in quality of life in District 10. If you want to live good, move to District 10.
What happened? We lost our host or something? What's going on?
Yeah, we just.
He might be on the line.
Yeah.
But
keep it moving. I think the thing for me, I get really sick and tired of it because how does it keep going up so much on a regular basis? Every time I look around, they add a couple of more dollars. When does that stop? How is that contained? Who's in charge?
Who comes up with the idea to raise the rates?
Well, the Public Service Commission is supposed to be. That's the agency that's supposed to ultimately approve or disapprove proposed rate increases, and there's supposed to be a People's Council that's supposed to represent the interests of the consumers before the PSC. They're supposed to make sure that whatever rate increase is sought, that it is reasonable and that it's been properly documented on some eligible cost basis. But we know very little about how that actually accrues. In the case of Baltimore City, for example, we know that they went for a rate increase. The BG&E went for a rate increase the week after the conduit deal was approved. And that the rate increase that they sought already assumed that the conduit deal had been approved.
And cash rules.
Yes. And we know it was approved by a 3-member meeting of the Board of Estimates, which has never happened in the history of Baltimore City. The mayor approved it in the absence of the president of the city council and the comptroller.
How is that
possible?
possible?
That vote, there was no electeds on that vote except for the mayor, right?
That's exactly right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I remember that. I remember hearing that.
So
wait a minute, say that again. Hold on. Excuse me, Donnie. I need somebody to say that again so I understand, because I think I've missed something on this.
At the Board of Estimates meeting where the so-called management agreement was approved to turn over management of the Baltimore City conduit system to BG&E, there were only 3 members present, the mayor and his 2 appointees.
So how many people are supposed to be on that committee?
5.
And what happened to the
Board
other?
of
elected 2 appointed.
The Board of Estimates under the city charter is a board of the body that consists of 5 people, either the 5 people who are elected or appointed or the duly designated representatives. There can't be no meeting of the Board of Estimates with fewer than 5 people present, in my opinion.
So why did they have 3?
Right.
somebody was told to
Well,
stay
there's like
home,
some
or
a
the
quorum is a
130
quorum,
because they
regardless
got
of where we call it.
because they got an opinion from one of the mayor's appointees, the city solicitor, that it was okay to do it that way.
So
I thought it was
Henry,
like
Who
they
was
had
Because
that?
nobody
Who
was going
was
to
that?
challenge it.
Who was
Ebony
that?
Thompson. Ebony Thompson.
Only because nobody would challenge it. Because if somebody challenged it, this wouldn't stand.
So we need to have some people who are really serious people who are honest that are sitting on these boards to make certain that we're covered. Because this is some BS, man,
No,
for
this
real.
board is different. This board is different. This
Yeah,
board
yeah,
is
yeah,
Why?
yeah, yeah. This is
Why?
a charter. This is a charter
This,
entity that under the charter is controlled by the mayor. It's the
yes,
mayor's
the
vote
mayor
and
gets
his 2
2 appointments.
appointees. The only 2 independent votes there are the president of the city council and the comptroller, both of whom absented themselves from that meeting.
yeah, they didn't show up. That's right.
Why?
They were told
Because
not
they didn't
to.
want to get that blood on their hands.
Because it was their opinion at the time that there was no board with only 3 people.
Oh, that, and they
So
were going to
why
get
did it go
overridden. They were going to
through?
get overridden. They would have gotten overridden because they would have been 2 versus Brandon's 3.
Well,
That
yeah, they
sounds
would have.
illegal to
That's
me.
right.
That
That's
sounds
right.
illegal to. That sounds illegal to me.
It's only
It
if
sounds
somebody
illegal, but it's completely legal.
challenges it and the court says it's illegal. If the
Okay,
court
let me
doesn't,
give
if the
let me
court
give
doesn't
you a
tell
little.
me I can, the city's position is if the court doesn't tell me I can, not the city, the government's position is if the court doesn't tell me I can't do it, then I can.
I can do
Let
it.
me give you a little background, and I'm gonna need your help here, Mr. Bob.
All right.
Brandon ran for lieutenant governor,
Mm-hmm.
and he ran with Jim Shea running for governor.
That's right.
correct.
And Jim Shea worked for Venable.
He's the chairman.
And when Brandon then became elected mayor, Jim Shea was his solicitor.
Only after, not his first solicitor. His first solicitor was Dana. That's
then
right.
Then they bumped her. They brought in Jim Shea.
Right.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Jim Shea was solicitor for all of 30 days, 60 days.
Just enough to negotiate this deal.
He was solicitor. He was solicitor until he knew that the deal was going to be approved. But on the day it was approved, he had already stepped down and handed the reins over to Ebony from the same firm.
Now, the significance in this is that Jim Shea, the significance is that Brandon, the first deal he signed was a $43 million contract to Venable.
What? Check
the record. Venable then represented Baltimore Gas and Electric. Mr. DeShields, did Venable represent BG&E?
Yes.
In this negotiation?
Yes.
One other caveat. There's some people who really like this black guy named Calvin Butler. You see the look on their faces? It's kind of like a wolf about to eat, like the fox guarding the hen house. So let me get this right. Venable negotiated a deal that Baltimore Gas and Electric, even though them 3 white women got roughshod and locked up for trying to block BG&E for the outdoor meters. Now, I just knew them white people weren't going to let the black lady cop just manhandle those white women down there, but they did, and they never said a word. And now you have $400 gas and electric bills.
Jeez.
Is Calvin still CEO or chair?
He had one assignment. He had one job, and that was to get this deal done. I don't know.
He moved up. He's not at BG&E no more. He's at Exelon.
Yeah, they're sending him back to Chicago, I think.
So he came here to schmooze all the black people.
Get the caucus on the side.
And now BG&E got...
He disarmed the caucus. I ain't gonna front on you. I love the caucus, but he disarmed us. He came in smashing the smile. It was a wrap. He was like, successful black man.
Success. That successful, i.e., white folk have anointed him. That's what it means to be successful black man in the eyes of black people, unfortunately. That's what it means to be successful.
How come, Mr. DeShield? Here's the $1 billion question for me.
Yeah.
Not one of the people running for mayor against Brandon Scott brought this issue up.
Not because they weren't not because they weren't urged to. Not because they weren't urged to, but in the case of the candidate who I represented she was stuck in a time warp.
What?
She was stuck in that what I did when I was mayor mode. And many of the people who had to vote weren't even born then. So and that not only was she stuck in a time warp, but it requires a level of understanding, and it requires a good bit of testicular fortitude.
It's like they're all living in an abyss.
I would say that what that meant. Marshall's on the line, but you know you got to have a backbone. In other words, you got to have some guts. You got to be willing to stand up.
You have to be a warrior. You have to be a warrior.
Yes. And
Rebel's trying to become the new DLA Piper.
And we keep bringing knives to gunfights.
And they're dull knives at that.
One other thing that hasn't been mentioned: the city council protested. The city council protested this Baltimore Gas and Electric takeover, including then City Council President Nick Mosby and Comptroller Bill Henry.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I was at the press conference in front of City Hall. They protested this. They felt it was an illegal vote, like you said.
Right.
It was unethical, but not illegal. Because the thing is, if on a board of 5,
here's what made it illegal, okay, in my opinion. And unfortunately, the president of City Council thinks that he believes what he's told about what the law permits and doesn't permit. But what made it illegal was the fact that the citizens, the voters of Baltimore City had just passed a charter amendment prohibiting exactly what happened. The charter amendment that was sponsored originally by the former mayor Jack Young, to his credit, prohibited the transfer of ownership of the conduit system to a private party. So what they did was they didn't transfer title to the property, they transferred managerial control over the property, and that was the workaround to say that it was in compliance. But Ray Charles could see
putting the property under contract.
Ray Charles could see that was just a poorly disguised, thinly veiled countermeasure to try to avoid compliance with the will of the voters. But did the Baltimore City Council, which investigated it, file suit against the mayor? No. Well, they said, well, we can't sue ourselves. And when I asked Nick Mosby, I said, well, the members of Congress sue the president all the time. Well, that's different. I said, he says to me, where in the charter does it say the city council can sue the mayor? Where in the Constitution does it say Congress can sue the president?
It doesn't say you can't, so you can.
If you believe that something has occurred that is illegal, that violates the charter, you can't decide, or you shouldn't decide on your own that's what you can't do. You ought to do everything affirmatively that you can do until somebody tells you can't.
No, that's exactly
and
right.
they didn't have the guts to do that. They didn't have the guts to do it.
So why do we have these people that are not in position to take care of their constituents? How is that possible? How do you still be part of the leadership, quote unquote, but you're not dealing and taking care of the citizens of this city?
So let's shift out to Baltimore County. Let's go out there to where Bob DeShields and Danny Blount rest their heads. And we have Linda Dorsey Walker on the line. I'm not sure she's going to show her face or not. Linda, are you going to cut your camera on? But you have a Baltimore County, which has about 855,000 people. Now they're up there in the same category as Prince George's and Montgomery counties. And Prince George's and Montgomery County have 11-member councils, 11 members. Baltimore County currently has 7. And Linda Walker, Dorsey Walker wanted them to have 11 also, but they instead opted for 9. Now, the thing is, they did it with an illegal map. They did it with a map that was drawn by the council. And you can't
Not all of it.
huh?
Not all of the council. Izzy, Mike Patel, and 3 Republicans.
So Izzy
Izzy
Patoka
was
sided
involved.
with the 3 Republicans on the Baltimore County Council.
Nice.
And next thing you know, they're getting full-time status
Mm.
and they're getting a pension.
Yes, they
Did you
are.
know that, Mr. Bob?
It's a great day in America.
How is that possible?
Because Marsha, look, the fact of the matter is,
Linda, are you going to comment?
I'm trying to get
go
my
ahead.
screen on.
Well, just go ahead and make your comment. We got to go.
Okay, so at any rate, what's going on now is 2 things. One thing's going on today, and one thing's going on tomorrow, and one thing's going to go on next week. Tonight at 5 o'clock, there's going to be the first of the redistricting committee meetings. Yes, we tried for 4, we didn't get 4, we only got 2. Izzy introduced what I consider a legal map because it didn't include other people's input outside of him and his community. And so therefore a argument was made to let's come up with a new redistricting map. They've created a new redistricting committee. The person representing, there are 3 African Americans representing on the group from out of the 7 that were appointed. Young man that is one of the administrators under Kurt Smoke at the University of Baltimore Law School. His name is Cordell Grant. He is going to be representing the interests of District 4. A young African-American woman is going to be representing the interests of District 1. And District 6 is going to have a gentleman that previously served on a restructuring work group. His name is Al Harris. Those are 3 of the 4 Democrats. The 4th one is Lisa Bell Castro, who served very briefly as a state legislator. They have to select their chair tonight and have the first of several meetings. They are going to be deciding the brand new district lines. Their recommendation is going to go forward to the county council when that group stops meeting on June 14th.
Who picked that group, Linda?
Who picked the group?
Who picked those people? Yeah.
Each one of the county council members recommend someone. Julian Jones actually wanted my brother or I to be on. My brother couldn't do it. At first, he was going to recommend me, but it became very, very, very obvious when it was made obvious to me when I went to interview before them that they couldn't separate the bias they already had from me working 3 years for 4 more. They wouldn't stop talking about it.
So who's Cordell Grant, and how did his name get? How did he come up in the mix?
I actually recommended that young man because he had applied recently for an opening we had in District 11A, and I wanted a really intelligent, informed young person to be brought into the mix. And I contacted both of the law schools and asked, do you have a young person that could fit this category? And I told them the kinds of things that I wanted. And they said, we think we have someone.
Wow.
And he lives in your district. And so they recommended him.
Linda, what's the bottom line?
Bottom line is this. They're going to be meeting online, live stream tonight, but no public input, and also in person in Towson. And then next week on the 20th, they're going to meet again, or on the 20th, they're going to meet again. Only that will be the one opportunity for public input. So anyone listening now that disagreed with Izzy's map, they need to come up with their own recommendations. They can either contact me or contact Cordell or contact my brother Keith Dorsey, who used to be the budget and finance director in Baltimore County. And we'll see if there's some way that we can work your ideas in, or you can show up in person and present them.
Okay, Linda. Now listen.
That's at 6 o'clock on the 20th. And then the final meeting they have scheduled is on the 26th. It's not an input meeting. It's just a live stream.
Okay, Linda, you have
the
a
only
Black
input
County
meeting is on MBE night.
Huh?
So the only input meeting is on MBE night.
It's going to be on the 20th.
The same night that most Black
6
business
o'clock.
owners are going to be in
6
Annapolis.
o'clock. Yeah.
I disagree
6 o'clock.
with you, Andy. This
Okay,
MBE
but-
night. Hold tight, Linda, because she wanted you to take over. The MBE night in Annapolis. It's kind of bogus, isn't it, Mr. DeShields? You got Herman Taylor
it's a
running
dog.
a meeting that's supposed to be for minority businesses, but the deck is stacked where everybody's talking except Black-owned businesses. Am I missing something? That's what I saw last year.
Well, I mean, that's a dog and pony show, Donnie. You know that, and I didn't go last year, and I'm not going this year. I don't have time. I don't have time to engage in purely symbolic gestures because they're purely symbolic. But did you hear what Linda said? So I mean, we are. I hate to say this. How can I say this? I want to be diplomatic about it. We are, as a people, we're stupid. There's no other way to say it. You don't go get a young person just because they're young, who ain't fought nobody, ain't got no scars on their back, don't know how to deal in the trenches, and say we want just a young person on a committee as important as that.
That don't even make sense.
The second, and when I'll stop there.
Well, you do if you find someone that's willing to listen.
No. But you don't period because they don't have.
Older folks are willing to say, "I don't know, and I'll listen to you."
The problem is this: there are people other than you and Keith, who I love both, but there are people other than the two of you who have the requisite experience to work on a committee such as that in Baltimore County. The fact that somebody's in law school I mean, look, I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of lawyers out there who I feel don't know their ass from the hole in the ground. So just being at a law school or being recommended from a law school doesn't make you qualified, and it certainly doesn't make you a warrior. We have warriors in Baltimore County. We have people who have fought the battle. And youth in and of itself has no merit unless they've been properly trained, unless they've been properly nurtured. You hand over the keys to somebody who hasn't been, and you waiting for an accident that's gonna kill everybody in the family. So pardon my metaphor, but Marshall, you asked the question, how do we do this as a people? Because we don't read, we don't study, we don't understand. We are sheep. And I didn't make this up. The Bible calls us sheep. What is the number one characteristic of sheep other than their wool?
Dumb.
Exactly.
So let's put
my
this
question
out there.
is,
for the first time in history, you have a Baltimore County executive, Danny, who is a Black woman.
No. You talking about? You said Baltimore County executive.
I got mixed stories. Who is the county executive president?
Kathy Cosmeyer, a white woman.
Yeah.
The Black woman was temporary.
She's still in her position as she's a CEO,
county administrator.
Yeah. Right.
I have one question though about this Baltimore County board.
Listen to this. Tomorrow at 1:00, there's going to be a hearing, and Delegate Sheila Roof and about 14 other delegates who are co-sponsors are going to be sponsoring House Bill 642 to try to once again modernize the election and petition system so that the next time anyone wants to do this process, they don't have to go through all these steps. She and I met for about 2 hours yesterday trying to come up with, giving her some of the evidence that I had from the court case that I filed against the State Board of Elections and the County Board of Elections. Before, people gave lip service, but they never took them to court. We actually, Vote for More actually took them to court. See, so she's got that information. She's going to share it. I don't know what the outcome's going to be, but I'm sort of hoping that the only reason, or one of the reasons they voted it down before, is they just wanted to stop Vote for More. And now that Vote for More is over, maybe they'll go ahead and pass it. But we have got to get involved in this process.
I agree, Linda. Hey, Linda, stop trying to take over all the time. Look, I agree.
I'm a warrior. I'm a freedom seeker, Donnie.
Linda,
That's like Harriet.
Linda, you just won't listen. Listen,
Oh, my.
What I want to know is about the county exec race out there.
Race is over.
Ain't no
Oh, you
race
talking
now.
about the future? You talking about 2026?
Yes, you got Pat
yeah.
Young, you got Izzy Patoka, you got Julian Jones.
And
What's
it could
that
be,
looking like?
well, you know,
Gonna be a few million dollars.
this is just Shields. You want to speak on that first? Because I got something to say, but I'd like to hear what you have to say first, sir.
I you know, I haven't known Councilman Jones for a very long time. Well, I've known him since he became the councilman from the 4th district. I will say this: he has not shown me the kind of intestinal fortitude that I think we need. I think that on critical votes, and don't ask me why he decided he wanted to carry the water for Johnny O on that whole debacle with the Inspector General's authority. That was a non-starter for anybody. I don't know why he did that. You know, we need to have, if you're gonna, we need a black person, hopefully, to win that seat. And that means more than just the color of our skin. And I'll leave it like that. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Annie. I see you ready. Go ahead. I'm gonna close it out. Go ahead on this.
I had well, that race particularly is going to have a lot of money in it. I'm looking. I mean,
it's already got a whole
right
lot of
now.
money.
It's shaping up. We don't know who's gonna like. Right now, it's all speculation, right? Because at any point in time between now and filing deadline, somebody can drop out to say, "Oh, I'm not gonna run for this race. I already got myself however many million, $500,000, and I'm just gonna run for my seat." Anything could switch up between now and then, but it's too early to call. Julian is doing his thing. He's moving around. He's getting his pictures. He's shaking his hands. I'm not.
Will the
It might
white
have been some
people on
kind
the
of
east
deal.
side vote for Julian?
That's the question.
He has to work the east side. He's not. I don't think he's gonna. I mean, it's a matter of getting out your comfort zone to win anyway. Like, yeah, sure. He's got his base down there on the west side.
Did he hurt
Working with
himself?
Johnny O. Teaming up with Johnny O is going to help him over east.
Did he hurt himself by not showing up for the 4 more vote?
Yes.
If people remember, yes.
Linda, did he hurt himself not showing up for the 4 more vote?
Yes, he did.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did. He's trying to make up for it now, but at this point, he entered into the process too late, along with a whole lot of other delegates that held their voice until the last 2 weeks.
3 years.
Yeah.
And where were the black delegates?
Where were they? We had actually more white delegates signing up and working to collect names before we had black. And that's a shameful fact.
What?
You heard me. I'm just speaking the truth. I'm just speaking the truth. And so now one of the young ladies that ran for office for county council, she's Caucasian. We have another position we have to fill in the next 2 weeks, right, Danny? In the next 2 weeks, we filled a position 2 weeks ago. We made Carl Jackson a state senator 2 weeks ago. Now we've got to backfill his position. And one of the people who helped out with 4 more and became very, very popular is a young white woman who's now going to take on a young white black woman that's on our central committee.
She did the Martin O'Malley in Baltimore County. So let me ask you this. Who do you have to replace Julian Jones? Hold up, Mr. Bob. We're talking about the smartest, most upwardly mobile African Americans in Greater Baltimore. Liberty Road, Randallstown. Hold up. Owens Mills. You mean to tell me all of you smart, upwardly mobile African Americans don't have one person?
Wait a minute. When I tell you my plan for grooming someone, a year and a half, 2 years in advance, then you shoot down that selection.
Who is that? The young man from law school?
Guess what? He's got all kinds of skills. In fact, this other young man we just put on our central committee, he's got all kinds of skills. So
you're talking about a higher level, Linda. You're talking about county executive. No.
I know. I know,
Well,
but he's
as
not
far as-
talking about that. He's talking about who's going to fill Julian's position in the 4th district.
Who you got on the bench?
And I'm saying we're trying to groom a bench of
It's
young
late.
people.
It's too late.
No, it's got to, the thing about it out in
Yes,
our area,
yes.
to be honest with you, a lot of people do not really step up as they should.
Yes.
We don't talk enough. We don't get together. We don't we're not
What are
proactive
you doing
about
on
it.
Liberty Road?
I mean, look, like I said, Mr. DeShields, when I heard you say what you said, you're absolutely right. All of this should have been already laid out. We should have already known exactly who we want for any position.
Right.
Shouldn't there be there should be a strategic plan? The committee should have a strategic plan, long term, long range, and everybody understands the mission. If we're just happen, we're gonna jump in here, we're gonna jump in there, but we don't have a strategy. And everybody's not working cohesively.
Donnie, several people have asked me to run for Julian's seat. I'm not running for Julian's seat.
We're not talking about you. We're talking about who.
That's what I'm saying. If you're asking, why don't we have this person with all these decades of experience? They've asked me to run for Julian's seat because I do have the decades of experience. So then I said, no. What instead if you choose someone else that I think might be a better match? Then you all say, well, person who doesn't have enough experience. Sometimes you have to forget about the fact that we should have done something 2 years ago, and you have to deal with where you are now.
So the only choice was you or a college student from University of Baltimore. Give me a break.
That's certainly not so, Robert. Let me just say this about.
Go ahead, Danny. Go ahead.
The county executive race. The county executive race. Izzy's got dirt on his hands. Julian has dirt on his hands. They both do. Now, if Pat Young gets in the race, that could be like you were saying earlier about a Martin O'Malley kind of thing, split the white vote or whatever. And, that could help Julian. But there may be other people who may step up too. There may be other people who may step up and want to run for the county executive seat. But as far as I'm concerned and how I look at it, the race really is going to be between Julian and Izzy. That's how I see that county executive race for 2026. Keeping it real.
I think as it stands now, I think you're right. Today, I think you're right.
Yeah, that's how it is. And plus it takes money. I tell you, Izzy has about $700,000. He has money, and he has his community. But the key question that was brought up that Andy said, and we all know, who's going to win East Side? Who's going to win Eastern Baltimore County? Who's going to win that?
Thank you for
That's
joining
the race. That's your race right
Whoever's
there.
rocking with Johnny
That's
O.
your
Johnny
race
O
right
walks
there.
the East Side every time.
That's your race right there. But at the same time, you got to look at things too. When you start not doing things that you should do, it also brings that down. You may have looked a certain way at one time, but when you start seeing things unfold for us, like 4 more and 2 more and the ugly map and you not being there, all of that's going to have a role in it all. So it's going to be an interesting time, but those are the 2 leading candidates.
Thank you for making this a wonderful show.
It comes down to a matter of strategy.
You got to go.
It should really just come down to strategy. Whoever's got the best strategy, who's the slickest. Because they both got money. They've both been in there long enough to be blamed for everything wrong with Baltimore County.
Gentlemen, good morning, world.